So yeah, this is a torpedo bat, right? That looks a little similar to a normal baseball bat. I will say though, it is a lot lighter than your traditional bat. It offers a sense of community to the larger Pullman area. The Coug has a small community of its own, the Mug Club. I'm standing here at the Red 5 parking lot, and behind me is the Student Rec Center. The Red 5 parking lot can be somewhere where students can park if the rec lot is full. I'm standing out here at Beasley Coliseum, and one of the big changes that Crawford told me was that all doors, all entrances for this game will be open. I'm standing out here on Thompson Flats, where the snow that fell about a week ago is now completely frozen. Protests started yesterday in Los Angeles after President Trump's ICE raids have continued. After their meeting on Tuesday, the Pullman City Council decided to postpone the reopening of Main Street until November 1st. As you can see behind me, construction is still going on.
Feels like an all-out battle, honestly, just trying to find a parking spot.
The Student Recreation Center is one of the more popular spots on campus, especially in the early evenings, and that is one of the toughest times to find parking. Daniel Amami and other students struggle with this often.
This semester, almost every time, if I go past 3 or past 5-ish, it's been pretty bad, just having to keep circling over and over again.
Imami is not the only student who has to circle the SRC parking lot.
So I came earlier that day around like 3 o'clock and decided like I'm just going to come later. And then I thought I'd came at a late enough time. However, the parking lot was still insanely full.
I'm standing here at the Red 5 parking lot, and behind me is the Student Rec Center. The Red 5 parking lot can be somewhere where students can park if the rec lot is full. However, many students have concerns about overflow parking, so I was able to sit down with Parking and Transportation Services and answer some of these questions.
There's no overflow, so if I want to claim free time, I need to be able to utilize the SRC lot, the designated lot. But if I'm not worried about claiming that free time and I want to get my workout in, and I'm willing to either use the bus for free with my Cougar card or go and park. The nearest lot over there is the tennis courts lot, which is a Red 5 lot.
Many students get confused between the Red 5 lot and the Gray 1 lot.
The southwest end of the lot is Red 5. So that's commuter permit holders can park in that lot. There's also hourly pay per use in that lot via the Ames Mobile Pay, so the Ant Park app. The northeast side of the lot, which is Gray 1, is reserved for residence hall student permit holders.
Cater has some big ideas on how to fix the parking issue.
I also think that there is room for an expansion with the parking. As there is that, I believe there's that spot on the hill to the side of when you enter that could potentially be a spot to expand the parking.
Reporting in Pullman, Nick Rodabaugh, Murrow, News 8.
I was pretty disappointed to hear that we were down $11.5 million.
Rody Raymond, a senior WSU football equipment staff member, was upset after hearing about WSU Athletics' $11.5 million budget cut. This budget cut comes from the Pac-12 disbanding as well as over-budgeting, according to the WSU Insider. These budget cuts affect a lot more than just coaches and even players.
At first, when we started fall camp, it was weird because usually we work about 8 hours a day for the first 3 weeks of fall camp. But due to budget cuts, we had to send certain guys home earlier than others.
The WSU equipment staff is in charge of setting up practice, helping players with their gear, as well as working over 10 hours on game days here at Gisa Field. Raymond, along with others, are concerned about the budget cuts and the hour cuts.
Hey, you're going to go from working 40, 50 hours a week down to 18. And it was like 18, like 12 hours on a Saturday is game day.
Everybody else is 29 hours or lower. Usually on a normal year, we would work about 35 to 40.
Without the same hours, Raymond was concerned about how he would live.
How am I going to afford to pay for anything? Pay for living, pay for housing, pay for food, pay for school, all the things.
Getting adapted to the changes has been rough, but Snyder says things have died down.
But now we're kind of in a flow state. We've kind of just got used to it.
Reporting in Pullman, Nick Rodabaugh, Murrow, News 8. The Cougs take on the Zags in the first official sellout since 2010. Tyler Nordberg, a longtime Coug fan, is excited about the big matchup.
I think it's really good for WSU. I'm really excited to attend, and I'm hoping we can come out with a win tomorrow, especially against a team like Gonzaga, which is such a well-known basketball program.
Fans are super excited about this game. However, this game will look a little different due to the sellout. I was able to sit down with Sports Information Director Jim Crawford and see what WSU Athletics has done to prepare for the game.
We're going to open the doors 30 minutes earlier. So instead of an hour for the doors, it's 90 minutes out. So students will have an extra 30 minutes to get in the door.
I'm standing out here at Beasley Coliseum, and one of the big changes that Crawford told me was that all doors, all entrances for this game will be open. Crawford thinks that this will help the control of the crowd going into the arena. Crawford is expecting the student section to be full and assures that athletics is prioritizing the students.
If you're including all of the student seats, 31, 32, 33 are the sections, from the floor up to the ceiling is probably roughly about 3,000. And so everybody's excited and wants us to announce it's a sellout. And I keep telling people, well, hold on, we got to get 3,000 students in the door too. And I don't think that's going to be a problem. I know people are excited about this.
Reporting in Pullman, Nick Rodabaugh, Murrow News 8.